guys. Hi guys. Today we're gonna playing Brim. And guys, go to the Michael Jackson station. You're gonna see some videos there about Michael Jackson. Yeah. So yeah. Let's play Brim. I think it's made from Cybo. As you can see right here, guys. It's made from Cybo. Lol. And guys, tell me what's the meaning of potential earning limitation down in the comments. And YouTube, please comment on this, my video. Please, I've been wondering. You comment on a lot of other people's videos, shorts, even posts sometimes. But you never comment on mine. So please comment on mine. Today we're playing Brim, as I said. And my friend in school, his name is Micah. And he said I should say this. Well, his brother is Taylor, and he's actually a good friend that I kind of try and catch him on. He keeps running away from me. I don't know why. He keeps running. Like, try and catch him, but he doesn't even allow me. Because, like, I don't know, he just likes running away from me. With Prosper is also another student. Not in my class. No, you're not. Let's go to this, that. Okay, let's play. High score. That's sad. A great score bonus. From now on, I'm actually gonna be aware of my score bonuses. On YouTube, please comment like I said before. Don't run away! Come back here! Damn! I'm damn! Oh my gosh! Oh god! I'm using this. Apparently start. Is that I'm using play to win? So this isn't really like Roblox. So you can't really blame me for it. Subway Surfer City. Every single move in Subway Surfer City is just fancy. And this one it doesn't. If I try and go right, like right now, like look, I'm swiping and it doesn't allow me. Now when it hits, try and hit me, it then allows me. Does that make sense? Wait, can I actually hit that crystal thing? Let's see if I can try and hit it next time. Ooh. Okay. Has it! Damn. Damn. Let's keep playing, guys. You can only pick one. Wait, guys, let's actually watch. Let's watch this video for a second. Let's watch. Watch and learn. Okay. White screen.
Would
Nice.
you rather have a gay son that's secretly racist or a racist son that's secretly gay? And really think about this. Would you rather have a gay son that's secretly racist or a racist son that's secretly gay? And really think about this. Would you rather have a gay son that's secretly racist or a racist son that's secretly gay? And really think about this. Would you rather have a gay...
Dude, this animator of his YT history, I feel like, is he the one actually...
Would you rather have a gay son that's secretly racist or a racist son that's secretly...
Wait, first of all, I actually thought he was Google at first, but now I know that he's actually animator of his YT history. And yeah, are you the animator of his history? Because please take a break, I beg you. Yeah, take a break, because what kind of flipping content are you making? Like, dude, come see this, guys. If I search his history, I don't think I spelled that right, but still. I mean, type that right. It'll show up this. It actually has 3.28 million subs. And here's this video.
If you are not here, you are missing out.
I jolted awake when I heard a speaker crackle and an excited voice came through. Rise and shine, sleepyheads, my favorite game is about to begin. I was terrified because I had no idea where I was or who was speaking, and when I tried to sit up, the whole room spun so hard, but I didn't know why. And when my vision got steady, I saw a room with gray walls and cameras in every corner, no windows, and 5 strangers. There was a man in doctor scrubs whose hands were trembling badly, a pregnant woman anxiously biting her fingernails, and a big man with broad shoulders shouting at a metal door, "Let me out of here!" And then my heart dropped, because there was a little girl sobbing in the corner with 2 messy black braids. It looked exactly like my little sister Gia. It had to be her. I dragged myself across the floor toward her and pulled her into my chest and hugged her tight and sobbed out, "Gia, Gia, I'm here. I'm right here. I'm gonna get us out." But then she looked up at me with brown eyes when Gia's were blue, and my heart sank because it wasn't Gia at all. I whispered, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought you were my little sister." And her lip trembled, and she quietly said, "I want my mommy." I felt bad for her, but just sat back on the floor in shock, and that's when I noticed the smudgy purple flower Gia had drawn on the back of my hand that morning before I left for work. My heart hurt, because that flower meant Gia was waiting for me at home. So I decided right there that I was getting back to her no matter what. That's when a red countdown screen appeared high on the wall. 25 minutes. So here's the bad news. You've all been poisoned, and that clock you're staring at, that's how long you've got before it kills you. I gasped and started panicking for my life. But then he said, "The good news is there's an antidote hidden somewhere in this building." And I almost sighed a breath of relief, but the voice continued. "But don't get excited now, because there's only one antidote, so you all have to decide who walks out of here alive." I balled my hands into fists as I decided that I was getting out of here before the timer hit 0. But that's when I grabbed my head because the poison was eating away at my brain. That's when the big man gruffly said, "Listen up, I've got a wife and 2 kids at home, and I'm the only one putting food on the table, so that antidote's mine." My heart raced, because if he got the antidote first, Gia was losing her brother tonight, and I couldn't let that happen. The little girl pressed herself against my side and cried, "But I want my mommy. Where's my mommy?" Then the doctor jabbed his finger into the big man's chest. "You don't get to claim it just like that. Everyone in this room has somebody waiting for them." The big man shoved his hand off his chest. "I don't care. My kids need me home, and that's the end of it." The pregnant woman yelled back with her hand on her belly. "And what about my baby? You think your kids matter more than mine?" The big man clenched his fist and looked at both of them like he was deciding which one to deal with first. But the countdown had already dropped to 23 minutes, so if we didn't start looking for the antidote now, we were going to die here. So I got off the floor and got between them. "Knock it off. We need to find the antidote first, and we figure the rest out together." The big man took a step toward me and roughly asked, "Who died and made you boss?" My hand was sweating because he looked seconds away from punching me, but the doctor and pregnant woman knew my plan was their only shot at survival. So the doctor said, "He's right. We're wasting time." And the pregnant woman nodded. The big man's jaw tightened, furious that he didn't get his way, but I turned away from him because every second we stood here was a second closer to dying. "Let's split up and check every room. We've got 21 minutes. We split up through the 4 doorways leading off the main room, and I ended up checking the storage closet with the doctor and the little girl. The doctor said, "Whoever did this wouldn't make this easy. Start tearing things open." But then he looked terrified as he struggled to open a jammed drawer because his hands were trembling badly. I walked over and opened it for him, and he muttered, "Thanks." We quietly searched next to each other, but my heart was pounding hard because every empty drawer was a minute of searching we'd never get back. So I talked to him to ease my nerves a bit. "Who do you have waiting for you at home?" He gripped the edge of the counter, and his eyes filled with tears. "My fiancée. We're supposed to get married in 2 weeks." I told him I was sorry and asked him what she was like, and he let out a small laugh. "She's the love of my life. If I don't make it out of here, she's going to think I abandoned her at the altar, and she's going to be crushed." A tear ran down his face. "I can't do that to her." I felt so bad for them that for a second I wanted him to make it out so they could get married. And then he went back to searching with more urgency. "That's why I'm going to find the antidote. For her." That's when I felt a small tug on my shirt and looked down to see the little girl pointing up at the top shelves with tears in her eyes. "I can't reach those. Can you help me?" Her braids fell over her shoulders, and for a second I saw Gia standing in front of me, asking me to grab cereal off the top shelf. So I told her, "Of course, come here," and I picked her up under her arms and lifted her up to the top shelf. She started pushing things around looking for the antidote, and her body was trembling from the poison, but she didn't say anything because she was trying to be brave. After a minute, she quietly asked, "Am I..." asked, "Am I doing it right?" And I smiled. "You're doing perfect." But I looked over at the countdown, and it was already at 18 minutes, so we really needed to hurry up. That's when the big man stomped into the storage closet and started yanking drawers open with sweat running down his face, muttering, "Saturday, Saturday," and I didn't get why. Then the little girl gasped and clung to me. "He's scary. I don't like him." I quickly pulled her into my chest so she couldn't see him and quietly said, "You're okay. I'm not gonna let him hurt you." The big man looked at us and said, "Only one of us is walking out of here. Remember that." I got nervous because it was clear he was going to fight for the antidote, and then he stomped off into another room. The little girl looked up at me with tears in her eyes, and her voice cracked when she asked,